What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to tonight's late night news roundup. No need to remind you, but I will anyway. We are in action tomorrow, and our coverage here on the channel will be starting from 6:45 p.m. So I hope you can join me for the watch along. Until then, I'm going to take you through the latest news tonight, including a bit of a bombshell from Romano that the GUEHI deal is absolutely on. That, a little bit on KONATE, we'll talk about ISAK, and of course we'll have a little bit of chat around our game tomorrow. So I'm going to do all of that over the next few minutes, but I want you guys to do your part. Let me know in the comment section what you're thinking. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, and of course I'd love you to hit that subscribe button. So let's start off with a bit of an update on Bournemouth and one of their injuries to Kluivert. The manager has been speaking, and Andoni Iraola ahead of the game. This is what he had to say about Justin Kluivert. Justin hasn't been training with us and won't play. Ryan had been training this week with us, which is positive. It's too early for him as he hasn't done any pre-season. He hasn't done a lot of things for a lot of weeks, so it's too early, but it's good to have him back on the pitch with the group. So again, Ryan Christie will be at least available in squad selection-wise for Andoni Iraola, but no Justin Kluivert. So that's one less, I guess, worry for us Liverpool fans tomorrow ahead of the game. Now, Leone won't be able to make his debut for Liverpool. He will be presented, we believe, at Anfield tomorrow night ahead of the game, but he won't be able to be part of the matchday squad. The reason for that is because, well, he wasn't registered in time. The cut-off point to that was 12 p.m. today, Thursday afternoon. So that is one player who at least we will see at Anfield tomorrow, albeit not in the matchday squad. Remember, of course, as well, no Ryan Gravenberch tomorrow. His suspension from the end of last season carries over into this one. So I'm probably going to see Alexis McAllister start at the base of that Liverpool midfield. Now, big news tonight from Fabrizio Romano, because we spent the evening, well, debating the situation on the late night agenda around what's going to happen with KONATE and Mark Guéhi. And I'm of the belief that if we see Mark Guéhi come in, it most likely means we're not going to get an extension for Ibrahim KONATE. So we asked people tonight who they would prefer to partner Virgil van Dijk. And we let it go for a while. There was over 3,000 votes cast, but 70%, so 7 out of every 10 people that voted, said they would prefer to see Mark Guéhi partner Virgil van Dijk next season. Now do let me know in the comments what you think on that. Do you agree or disagree? We also asked the question tonight, would you still like to see Mohamed Salah taking the penalties this season? So, of course, he's missed a couple back-to-back in pre-season and in the Community Shield. And interestingly, again, with over 3,000 votes, you couldn't split it. 50-50 amongst the Liverpool fans in our chat on whether they think Mohamed Salah should still be on penalty. So, let me know your thoughts on that one in the comments. Right. Big news, like I said. Fabrizio Romano tonight said, the deal is absolutely on for Mark Guéhi, putting the words "on" in capitals, which is probably a very good indication that we're likely to see KONATE moved on. Just my opinion, and please don't take it as a matter of fact, but I can't see another way this turns out. If Guéhi comes in and KONATE signs an extension, I will be extremely happy about that, but I just don't think it's going to happen. So, will we see developments on this one moving quickly? Also want to point out some words from Arne Slot, who said we need at least one more attacker brought in. I thought that the phrasing of at least there was interesting. Romano, speaking about the situation with ISAK, said Newcastle are now in a position where they have to make a decision on ISAK. They are still looking for a striker. Now, on that, there's been a bit of good news for Newcastle fans tonight, although indirectly. A verbal agreement has been reached between Bournemouth and Brentford for Dango Ouattara. And why is this important for Newcastle fans? Well, because this would allow Brentford to potentially sell Yohan Wissa. The transfer is a €40 million fee plus bonuses. It's been confirmed by all the top journalists. This one here was from Sante Una. Said Bournemouth have just authorised Ouattara to fly for his medical tests with Brentford. So that, of course, should mean that Newcastle will get Yohan Wissa. I don't think personally that will be enough for Newcastle to sell ISAK just yet. I still think they're looking for one more attacking player to be brought in. They're also working on a deal for Jacob Ramsey, but as I'm sure you're aware, he is in the centre forward. So I think probably a little bit more to go in this one with ISAK. But on that, Arne Slot has been speaking today about how the likes of Florian Wirtz can go on to become a great... I don't know why I said on that and then went to speak about Wirtz, by the way. I meant to say on that and then speak about attackers, but Arne Slot saying how Florian Wirtz can go on to become a great... He said, why are Messi and Ronaldo and Mohamed Salah so highly regarded? They are always fit. every single game. That is something Florian first has to show in our league. If he is able to, then our fans will see great moments. It's a pretty fair point. Certainly on the names that he mentioned. Mohamed Salah is pretty much bulletproof, so I totally get where Arna's coming from there. For me, I think Florian Wirtz will be a great by the time he's finished at Liverpool Football Club, and I certainly have very, very high expectations of him going into this season. I am intrigued, though, to know what you guys think on the KONATE Mark Guéhi situation, because I just can't see a world where we go after Mark Guéhi, having brought in Giovanni Leone, and then suddenly go into the season with 5 first-team centre-backs, young Nallo, and then some of the other options that Arne has spoken about, the likes of Grafenberg, Endo, and players who can play at centre-back. It seems far more likely to me that we've brought in Leone, who was the replacement we were always looking for, the young defender to come in and take Jarell Kwanzaa's place. And for Guéhi, like I said, it just gives me the feeling that if he's coming, it's because KONATE's off. Now, I don't know where KONATE may go. I know Real Madrid have been interested. Chelsea were rumoured to have put in a bid yesterday. I would find that a really strange move for KONATE, to be honest, folks, because, you know, Real Madrid, you could at least look and say, maybe he fancies a new league, a new environment, just a change. Doing Liverpool to Chelsea to stay in the Prem, it would only be about money in my eyes at that point. Now, look, Chelsea will be a club that's challenging. I'm not trying to say they won't, but it doesn't really seem like it was done for anything other than money, if that was the move. If he goes to the likes of Real Madrid, as I said, as long as he comes out and says to the fans, I just wanted something different, fancied a new move in my career, you know, maybe I wanted to play in La Liga, the Premier League, the Bundesliga, and have a spell in League. Oh, some players want to do that, and I've no problem with it, as long as they show some sincerity to the fan base and we know what's going on. So, as I said, we don't really know the ins and outs of how this is going at the minute with KONATE, but it's feeling more and more less likely to me that he signs an extension. But I do want to know what you think. And again, thank you for your continued support. Still, 3 weeks left in this transfer window. Still plenty of twists and turns to go. We'll probably see the likes of Elliott move on. What's going to happen with Costas? Will Ben Doak be a Liverpool player by the time the window shuts? These are all questions that I think we will, of course, get answers to over the next couple of weeks. But for now, I'm going to sit on the fence and say not really sure, although I do expect some of them to leave the club. Just the Elliott one is one that has me really confused at the minute, because not seeing any strong links outside of the ones to RB Leipzig in the Bundesliga. So that is it for me for tonight, ladies and gents. But again, there will be a news video out tomorrow at about 4 o'clock, a little bit earlier, and then we'll be live from 6:45 for the watch along. Player ratings video, match reaction, everything else you would expect. If you want to take part and submit your player ratings, we're going to be posting them into the WhatsApp channel. So do make sure that you're signed up to the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp. That is it for me for tonight. Appreciate your support as always, folks. And I will see you tomorrow where, believe it or not, the season starts proper. The fun's about to begin. We'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.